Stop scrolling. For the next minutes, I want you to do one thing. Imagine the person down the street with the shiny car or the dream vacation posts. Now forget the Instagram reel and ask yourself one question. Are they rich? Or are they free? Because there's a big difference. One buys stuff. The other buys time. One pays interest. The other earns interest. Today, we're going to uncover the truth about money. This is not just about earning more, it's about mastering the movement of your money so it works for you. Let's start with something that confuses most people. Wealth is a snapshot, your assets minus your liabilities. Financial independence is a lived reality. Your assets produce enough cash flow to cover your life without trading hours for dollars. Imagine a family living in a high-end suburb. They own a beautiful 2-story house, drive luxury cars, send their kids to private schools, and travel 4 times a year. On paper, their assets total over $1 million. But what if I told you most of those assets are owned by the bank? Mortgages of $800,000, car loans of $100,000, credit card debt of $50,000. Every shiny thing comes with a monthly bill attached. Now picture this. A sudden medical emergency, a job loss, or a market downturn. Within months, that same, rich, family could be forced to sell assets or default on loans. They were never financially independent, they were just highly leveraged. Across many countries, household balance sheets look similar: large home values, small liquid cushions. The World Bank and OECD both point out that being asset-rich but cash-poor is more common than we think, and liquidity is what prevents families from spiraling during shocks. Money is a tool, not a mirror of your worth. But humans are wired for status. We mimic, compare, and upgrade. Too many people confuse wants with needs. They buy on impulse, driven by social comparison. That's why when incomes rise, lifestyle often rises faster. It's called lifestyle inflation. Studies across many countries show discretionary spending climbs faster than incomes once people feel comfortable. And that's the trap. You earn more, but your margin doesn't. You need to balance. Buy joy deliberately. Use non-luxury purchases as rewards paid for by your investments. If your dinner, holiday, or gadget is financed by passive income, it's a joy. If it's financed by your paycheck, that's still work. There's a short story I love to share. A man waits for the bus, tired after a long day. He sees a cyclist pass by and sighs. If only I had a bike, I can move faster and I don't need to wait for the bus. The cyclist sees a motorbike and thinks, if only I had that, I can move much easier. The motorcyclist sees a luxury car and thinks, if only I had a car, I can ride on any weather. The driver of the car stares at a helicopter stuck in traffic and says, if only I had that, I don't have to wait in traffic. And in that helicopter sits a millionaire, sick and exhausted, flying to the hospital. He looks out the window and sees the man waiting for the bus and whispers, if only I were healthy like that man. The 7 stages of financial growth. Think of financial life as 7 stages. On what stage you think you are? Knowing the 7 stages, you will know on what to focus now. First one, bankruptcy. Your income is only generated from your job. The income is lower than your current expenses and debts. If you are at this stage, you have serious financial problems. You are in survival mode. Money problems are not a pleasant experience, they create a lot of stress. In the short term, you can still borrow from friends and family to get from one month to the next one. However, the sustainable long-term solutions to overcome this stage are to reduce expenses for savings and investments that generate passive income. The investments will supplement your active income from your salary. Also, other temporary solutions can be restructuring or refinancing debts over a longer period, which can reduce your monthly installment in order to survive financially. 2. Bare solvency. The income match your current expenses and debts. Those who find themselves on this level live, as they say, from paycheck to survive financially. You pay your bills, cover your needs, and you are not stressed about the bailiff knocking on your door. However, this level reflects vulnerability, as savings and investments are zero, and you depend exclusively on active income. If you can no longer work, or if your salary is reduced, you may find yourself on the lower level. Bankruptcy. 3. Financial comfort. When your income covers your current costs and your debts, and you can accumulate reserves for your emergency fund. The emergency fund consists in savings with a high degree of liquidity, necessary to cover expenses for at least 6 months. This stage is full of traps. Why? Because you are in a comfortable zone. You start wanting to show off your status, to compete with your neighbor for a bigger house or a nicer car. And so you are trapped, to borrow money because you have the impression that you can afford it. This is the moment when many people stagnate or, worse, move lower level of financial independence. If you manage to resist these temptations, you will gradually climb to the next level. 4. Debt freedom. When your income allows you to eliminate all financial debts and consumer loans, after covering your family's current living costs. From this moment on, you start investing to generate passive income, meaning your money works for you and produces more money. 5. Financial safety. When passive income, meaning money that are generated by investments, covers the current living expenses of the family. Also, the emergency fund covers your current expenses for 12 months. This level is wonderful. You no longer live from paycheck to paycheck, you are authentic, you start to see things differently, and you no longer feel the pressure or stress of the job. To reach this stage, you can work on something that you really like, or start a self-employed project that you are passionate about, which will bring you additional active income. 6. Financial independence. When passive income from investments exceeds your family's living expenses and you still have money left over for pleasures, such as hobbies, dining out, better quality clothes, or vacations. All of this is paid for entirely from the money your money produces. 7. Prosperity and total financial independence. When the income you earn covers your living expenses, your desires, and allows you to make donations. Basically, you are financially independent anywhere in the world, not just in your own country. Financial independence is a long-term process. Many people set themselves this goal, but very few succeed. Just like climbing a mountain, when you see it from the ground, it seems impossible to climb. But if you divide the route into stages, you will realize that the process will be easier to follow, and you will stay motivated. Many people try to skip stages and quickly reach prosperity. However, there is no elevator to financial independence. Even if you are lucky and win the lottery, studies show that 70% of them are poorer after 10 years than when they initially won. So, you have to take the stairs step by step, be persistent, have patience, and trust yourself in achieving your goals. Stay close for the next video where we present the principles for achieving financial independence. Thank you for watching.